I wasn't supposed to be home. Friday meetings were usually a full day of nonsense, but that morning, I got a text. Meeting canceled, building maintenance. I smiled. Rare win. Grabbed her favorite sushi, thinking it'd be a small surprise. A quiet night, just us. The sun was still up when I parked. The house looked calm. Nothing strange. No second car. But the moment I opened the door, something buzzed under my skin. Like static before a storm. Music was playing. Low, but not her usual chill playlist. Something with rhythm. Something playful. I left the sushi on the kitchen counter, walked slow. Each step on the stairs felt louder than the last. Halfway up, I heard it. Laughter. Software muffled. Then a voice. Male. Too familiar. My chest tightened. I pushed the door open. She was sitting on someone's lap. Not mine. His. My brother's. Time didn't stop. That's a lie. It ran. Too fast. Her shirt was half open. His hand was inside it. They didn't see me at first. They were too busy whispering, smiling. Her fingers brushed his jaw like they'd done it 100 times. And maybe they had. When she finally turned and saw me, eyes wide, mouth frozen, she didn't scream, didn't apologize, just froze. My brother stood, still buttoning his pants. I don't remember what he said. Something like, "This isn't what it looks like." Which is funny, because it looked exactly like betrayal. I didn't yell, didn't punch, I just walked out. The sunlight outside felt wrong, like it belonged to another life. I sat in my car, the sushi box still on the seat next to me. Her favorite. No wasabi, extra ginger. I couldn't breathe. And I didn't know which knife cut deeper, hers or his. I didn't go far. Drove around for maybe an hour, maybe more, I honestly couldn't tell. Streets blurred into each other. Lights changed, but I barely noticed. My phone kept vibrating in my pocket. I didn't check. I couldn't. My brain felt split down the middle. One half kept replaying the scene upstairs, her on him, his hand inside her shirt, their perfect little smiles. The other half kept asking, how? When? They'd never even been close. Not that I noticed. My brother Adam was the charming one. Always had a story, a joke. He could walk into a room and own it in 10 seconds. I was the quieter one, steady, predictable, the one people called when things fell apart. Maybe that was my mistake. I parked at the gas station down the highway, bought a water I didn't drink, sat in the lot and stared at my reflection in the windshield. I looked the same, but I wasn't. My phone buzzed again. 10 missed calls, 3 from her, 7 from him. Then a text, "Please come back, we need to talk," from her. Then his, right after, "I didn't mean for this to happen." Like that meant anything. I finally drove back. Slowly, as if the house would look different now. But it didn't. Still our quiet little home. Still the same porch. But the lights were off. No movement inside. I stepped in. The air felt stale, like something had died. She was sitting at the kitchen table. Hoodie, no makeup. Her eyes red, like she'd been crying. I didn't say a word, just stood there. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "Don't. I never meant to hurt you." "Then why him?" My voice sounded far away, like I was hearing someone else speak. She looked down. "It just happened. I don't know how to explain it. You were on my brother." Silence. I sat across from her, hands shaking. "How long?" She hesitated. That was all I needed. "Don't lie." 3 months. I blinked. The number didn't make sense. 3 months, I repeated, flat. She nodded. "It started after that night you canceled the trip. You said work needed you." I remembered. A last-minute emergency, a project going sideways. I stayed late, thinking I was being responsible. She found someone else, No, she found him. I laughed. Quiet, ugly. So what? He kept you warm while I was paying the mortgage? Her eyes filled again, but I didn't care. Not anymore. She whispered, I didn't want to fall for him. It wasn't supposed to happen. He was just there. So was I snapped. I was always there. I stood. My chair scraped the tile. Her hand reached for mine. I pulled away and left again. But this time, I didn't drive around. This time, I went somewhere with answers. My parents' house. Because if Adam betrayed me, maybe they knew. My mom opened the door like she'd been expecting me. Her eyes flicked to my face and froze. She knew something was wrong. Mothers always know. Where's Dad? I asked. In the back. She stepped aside slowly, almost afraid of the weight I carried. I walked in without taking off my shoes. The house smelled like it always did, lemon cleaner and old books. Same rug, same family photos. One of them showed Adam and me as kids, holding a soccer trophy, smiling like idiots. My stomach twisted. Dad was on the patio, trimming a bonsai tree like it was the only thing that deserved patience. He looked up when I slid the door open. Hey, kiddo. I didn't sit, just stood there. I saw them, I said. He looked confused. What? Her, Adam, together. His eyes narrowed. What do you mean, together? I didn't answer. I didn't need to. The way his jaw clenched told me he understood. Mom walked out, wiping her hands on a towel. You should sit. How long? I interrupted. How long have they been sneaking around behind my back? Silence. Mom's lips parted. Sweetheart, we didn't know. But Dad was quiet. Too quiet. You knew, I said slowly, turning to him. Didn't you? He didn't deny it, just looked down at the bonsai as if it could save him. Jesus Christ. I backed away. You knew your son was fucking my wife, and you said nothing. It wasn't like that, he muttered. How was it then? My voice cracked. Some kind of sick family secret? She told us 2 weeks ago, Mom blurted. Said it was over, said she regretted it. We didn't know what to do. You could have told me, I shouted. Would you have listened? Dad snapped. You were always so sure of everything, always acting like you had the perfect life. I stared at him, stunned. Are you blaming me? I'm saying maybe if you hadn't shut people out, she wouldn't have looked elsewhere. The punch came before I realized it. Not literal, but it hit harder. I walked back inside. Mom followed me, pleading. She made a mistake. It wasn't a mistake, I said coldly. It was a choice. Over and over, for 3 months. And he, I pointed toward the patio, is no longer my brother. Don't say that, Mom whispered. But I meant it. I left without another word. That night, I slept in a motel, a terrible place with flickering lights and stains I didn't want to identify. I didn't sleep much. At 3:12 a.m., my phone buzzed again. It was Adam. I didn't want to hurt you. Can we talk? I stared at the message. Typed. Deleted. Typed again. Then I wrote, Come find me, alone. I sent the address. He showed up 20 minutes later. Same damn smirk he always wore when he thought he could charm his way out of anything. I opened the door and let him in. No words, just one punch. Right across the jaw. He hit the floor hard, stayed down for a second, then sat up, rubbing his face. I deserved that, he mumbled. Yeah, you did. He looked up at me, eyes glossy. It wasn't just sex. That made it worse. You fell in love? I asked. He nodded once. I almost laughed. You're pathetic. He stood. I didn't plan this. It just happened. Like hell it did. He didn't speak again, just walked to the door. Paused. I never meant to steal your life. I looked him in the eye. You didn't, I said. Then I shut the door in his face. The motel was too quiet after he left. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the carpet like it could explain something. Where I went wrong, what I missed, how I became the man whose wife chose his brother. Over and over again. The silence pressed down on me, not peaceful, suffocating, like the air was thicker in this room. I picked up my phone. No new messages, not from her, not from anyone who mattered. So I opened our photos. Beach trip 2 years ago, her in that blue dress, holding my hand like nothing else in the world existed. Her birthday dinner, me making dumb faces to make her laugh. Christmas morning, messy hair, matching pajamas, lies, every one of them. Or maybe not lies, just obsolete. A version of us that used to exist, that had been slowly buried under late nights, secrets, and half-truths, and I never noticed. Or refused to. I closed the gallery, tossed the phone across the bed. Then I lay back and stared at the ceiling, trying to trace the cracks in the plaster like they meant something. My chest felt hollow, like someone had scooped out everything soft and left the shell. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just disappeared. For the next 3 days, I didn't go home, didn't answer calls. I existed on gas station sandwiches and bad coffee, slept in my clothes, showered only once. On the 4th morning, I woke up to find a note slipped under the door. No envelope, no name, just 4 words, "You don't know everything." My stomach dropped. I checked the hallway, empty. I picked up the paper again, turned it over, nothing. I scanned the parking lot from the window. No cars I recognized. It didn't make sense. Unless someone else knew. Someone who'd seen them. Someone who'd heard things I hadn't. The thought lit a small fire in my chest, but it didn't burn away the rest. Later that day, I drove past our house. Her car was gone. The porch light was still on, the kind of detail she never missed. Maybe she'd left in a hurry. I walked up to the door. My key still worked. Inside, the place felt wrong, too clean. The throw pillows arranged. The scent of lavender, fake from a plug-in diffuser, but hers. In the bedroom, her side of the closet was empty, all the drawers too. She was gone. Not just for the night. Gone, gone. She left no note, no explanation, just absence. That night, I slept in our bed. Alone. The sheets still smelled like her. And that was somehow worse than if they hadn't. I stared at the ceiling until dawn, and then, with nothing left, I opened my laptop. If there was something I didn't know, I was about to find out. I didn't even know what I was looking for. Just open tabs, email, cloud drives, old shared folders, clicked through everything we ever shared, receipts, holiday plans, tax files. Then I saw it, a folder I didn't name, titled MISC, hidden deep inside a backup, not hers, not mine, but linked to our shared drive, something she forgot to delete. I opened it. Inside, 6 videos, no labels, just timestamps. The first one was from 2 months ago. I hesitated, then clicked play. It was her, sitting on the couch, laughing, barefoot, holding a wine glass. He was behind the camera, my brother, his voice unmistakable. She told him to stop filming. He didn't. She didn't mind. She looked happy, lighter, like she hadn't looked with me in a long time. I couldn't breathe. The next few videos were more of the same. Candidate, intimate, her trying on dresses, them dancing in the kitchen, her in my hoodie. The last one was taken in my garage. Adam's voice. "You sure he won't be home early?" Her voice, casual. "He never is. He's always too busy." She laughed. That laugh. I closed the laptop and pushed it away like it burned. The air in the room had turned heavy, like it was pressing down on my ribs, but somewhere beneath the pain, something shifted. I wasn't just heartbroken. I was furious, not the blind, punch walls kind of anger, something sharper, focused, cold. They hadn't just betrayed me, they'd erased me, turned me into a punchline in my own life, and I'd let them. I got up, poured the coffee I hadn't touched all morning, sat back down, opened a new document, started typing. Dates, places, names. I built a timeline, their affair, the gaps, the inconsistencies. I cross-checked her phone bills, still logged into our shared account. Adam's number showed up more than mine, always at odd hours. I called a friend, Claire, who worked in private security, used to babysit rich executives' data for a living. "Can you trace where this number was at certain times?" I asked. A pause. "You okay?" she asked gently. "Number. But I'm done being blind." She agreed to help. By nightfall, she sent me a message. "The number's been near your house during work hours, regularly, for weeks. You're not crazy." Something in me clicked. They didn't just steal from me. They got comfortable doing it. Felt safe, like I wouldn't fight back. They forgot who I am. I made another call. My lawyer, told him everything, asked him to prepare for a full divorce petition. Assets, fault-based grounds, I wanted everything documented. I also made a copy of the videos, burned them onto a flash drive. Not to use. Not yet. Just to remember. What they took, and what I was about to take back. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to scream. I was going to erase them, one calculated step at a time. The next morning, I dressed in silence. No more motel clothes, no more hoodies stained with grief. Button-up shirt, clean shave, calm hands. I looked like someone holding it together. And that was enough. Perception was my new weapon. Claire texted again. "Want to see where he was last Thursday at 3 p.m.? I did. She sent a screenshot, a pinpoint on a map. My house. I saved it. My lawyer, Marcus, met me in his office that afternoon. He was direct, sharp, not a hand-holder. That's why I called him. "Fault divorce based on adultery is tricky," he said, tapping a pen. "But if you've got video, phone logs, and location data, that changes things. I've got all three." He leaned back. Then we hit hard. Strategic exposure, no warning. "I want her to feel it." "Then let's make sure it sticks." He drafted the papers. We filed under grounds of infidelity and emotional cruelty, a restraining clause to keep Adam away from me and my property, an asset freeze to prevent her from moving anything from our joint accounts. She'd taken enough. But that wasn't the end game. The end game was the reveal, and for that, I needed an audience. We had a family gathering planned, ironically, for Mom's birthday. Everyone would be there, including Adam, including her, most likely. A restaurant she loved. She made the reservations herself weeks ago. I RSP'd, told no one I was coming. That night, I practiced in front of the mirror. Not a speech, just presence, expression, tone. Not rage, control, the kind of silence that makes people listen. Friday came fast. The restaurant was too bright, too cheerful. I wore a charcoal suit. No tie. I didn't bring a gift. Just the flash drive. I spotted them before they saw me. Adam, laughing at something. His hand on her lower back. That same possessive, casual touch. She looked relaxed. She didn't see me yet. I walked up slowly. Conversation died one by one as people noticed me. Mom stood up. "Sweetheart." I raised a hand. "Sit." All eyes on me now. Adam blinked like I'd slapped him. "I'm only going to say this once," I said. "You two didn't just betray me. You performed it, recorded it, rewound it, and now—" I took out the flash drive, placing it on the table. "You get to own it." Silence. Then her voice, shaky. "You're making a scene?" "No." I said quietly. You made the scene. I'm just showing the credits. Adam reached for the flash drive. I slapped his hand away. Fast, quiet. The sound echoed. I filed, I said to her. Full fault. With evidence. You'll get the paperwork Monday. She stood. You can't. I already did. Then I looked at him. You're not my brother anymore. You're just the man who mistook my silence for weakness. Then I left. Didn't pay. Didn't look back. Let them sit with it. Let it rot their dinner. By Monday morning, the storm had landed. She called me 6 times, left 3 voicemails, all variations of the same desperate tone, not regretful, just afraid. Afraid of what people would think, of what would unravel. Adam didn't call at all. Coward. Marcus forwarded me her attorney's first email, full of fake calm and veiled threats. They strongly suggested we move to mediation to avoid unnecessary escalation. My reply was 1 sentence. Escalation already happened. You just didn't see it. That week, I filed to remove her from the house deed, froze our accounts, blocked her number. She tried showing up once, middle of the day, standing outside like she used to, hair up, pretending nothing had changed. I didn't open the door, just stood behind it, watching her through the peephole. She knocked. Please, she said softly. I made a mistake. I didn't answer. Eventually, she slid something under the door, a letter. I didn't read it, just ripped it in half and dropped it in the trash. That was the day it shifted. Not just the legal battles, not just the silence. Me. I started going to the gym again, not because I wanted abs, because I wanted rhythm, control, proof that I could rebuild something, even if it was just muscle. Claire kept digging. She found messages Adam had sent to another woman during the affair. Her name was Tanya, a bartender. The dates overlapped. We laughed when we realized it. He was cheating on her while cheating with her. I didn't send her the screenshots. She didn't deserve my help. But I did give them to Marcus. And he used them. They broke her side's entire narrative in court. She wasn't seeking love or emotionally neglected. She was another version of Adam, selfish, careless, impulsive. We filed to accelerate proceedings, claimed psychological harm, won access to the house exclusively. She was locked out legally. Adam, meanwhile, was unraveling. Claire showed me one of his private posts. He forgot to block her. Sometimes family ruins you more than strangers ever could. The comments were mostly from people who didn't know, but a few did. And one said, Bro, you literally banged your brother's wife. You are the stranger. That one stayed up. He didn't reply. I started sleeping better. Not because the pain was gone, but because the power was back. One morning, I got a text from an unknown number. He moved out. She's staying with her sister. Thought you should know. No signature, but I knew it was Claire. The irony made me smile. 2 snakes, each biting the other's tail. And I wasn't in the circle anymore. I was watching it from the outside. Calm. Clean. I didn't need to burn them down. They were already doing it to themselves. Last week, I saw them. Not together. Separate. She was in line at the pharmacy, alone, no makeup, staring blankly at the shelves like nothing in her hands was real. He was outside a coffee shop 2 days later, arguing with someone on the phone, his voice sharp, panicked. He looked smaller, like someone who'd finally run out of stories. I didn't say a word to either of them. Didn't need to. They saw me, and they looked away. Not from shame. From fear. Not of me. Of what they lost. Of what they'd never get back. Of the version of me they thought they knew. And the one I'd become. I walked past them both, steady, silent. Didn't look back. Didn't need to.